Hey everyone, it's Lynnea here for Trinity Stamps. Today I'm going to be creating a card using the Ta-Da stamp and die set. And every time I see the stamp set, I want to go, ta-da! So here we go with the card. So this is the stamp set and the die set I'm going to be using. It's a 4x6 stamp set, and I am absolutely obsessed with the way the dies work with this stamp set. Those 5 clapping hands are all one stamp. And there's one die that cuts them out, but it doesn't cut them out in a line. It cuts them out individually. Same thing with this sentiment. The after God created you, he said, ta-da! I'm going to stamp this out in black ink and then color in those block style letters. And you're going to see when I grab the die, it's not only going to cut out the sentiment, but it's going to cut it out in pieces. So the after and God and then created you, he said, and ta-da, they are all separated. So if you wanted to have this on a slimline card and line it up across the bottom of the card, you absolutely could. If you want to stack it up the way that it is on the stamp, you could. I love having versatility with stamp and die sets. So I'm just coloring along here using the rainbow because I love rainbows. It's my favorite color. And so I started with pink and then red, and then I'm going to move on to orange, yellow, green, mint, blue, purple, I think I did. I did a whole rainbow. And I'm just using 2 markers for each of these block styles letters and just kind of going in with the dark and then blending out with the light. I'm going to do a similar thing with the hands. So there are 5 sets of hands here, and I wanted to create a human rainbow. It is something that I have been working on in my coloring and in my crafting. I am Caucasian, and I always tend to color my images the way that I look. So a lot of them have light brown hair and very fair skin, and it's something that I've been working through in my crafty room to master the coloring of the human rainbow. So I am still using very simple Copic marker color blends here. I'm not good at coloring hair or skin, so I'm sticking to pretty much my normal method of coloring. So 2 to 3 markers and just outlining where I think there would be shadows and then bringing in a lighter marker and blending those out. And I went through and used a variety of fair skin tones as well as darker skin tones. And now here is the fun part. I have all my images stamped and colored, and I'm going to bring in the coordinating Ta-Da stamp set. So you can see here there's one die that's going to cut out all 5 of those clapping hands, and there's multiple dies that's going to cut out the sentiment here, but it's going to cut everything out individually, as you can see here. So I have 5 sets of clapping hands, and I have all those sentiments separated, so I can arrange them however I want on my card. I think that's a really fun idea. I wanted to create a background that would go with that whole happy ta-da-ness of my card. So I grabbed the Superstar layering stencil, and I'm going to start here with a blending buddy and go with some yellow and gray inks. I love yellow and gray together. I think it's a beautiful color combination, and it's kind of subtle. So it's something I can put in the background of my cards, and you're going to see it, but it's not going to take away from the focal point, which are these clapping hands and the sentiment. So I use some scattered straw, which is a more muted yellow, and then I'll peel that back. And then I'm going to bring in that second layering stencil. And these layer up super easily because they have the etched lines where you're going to layer that up and line that up with the previous stenciled portion. So then I came in, I used Hickory Smoke Distress Oxide ink. And now I'm just going to start adding all of these together. So I knew I wanted to build that sentiment the way that it was in the stamp set. But like I said, if you wanted to create a slimline card and lay that all out in a horizontal line, you could. I put foam tape on the back of everything, little strips even on those tiny little sentiments. And then I lined up the hands, and anything that's overhanging, I'm just going to chop that off. So now I have just so much dimension. But what's really fun about this Ta-Da stamp set is there are little stars and like little, I don't know what to call them other than to say clapping marks. They're like little lines that indicate the clapping sound, you know. So I'm going to add some of those little lines and some stars around my card to kind of make this card appear like it has sound without actually having sound. And I'm just using a dark black pigment ink to do that, and you'll see what I mean. These are those clapping marks I'm talking about. Those marks that just indicate that there is movement or that there is sound without there being movement or sound. So I'll stamp those, alternating between the stars and those little clapping marks all over my card, just to bring a little bit of life and motion, or the appearance of motion, into my card. And that's it. Here's my finished card. I hope that you have enjoyed this quick video tutorial showing off the new Ta-Da stamps and dies, along with using that superstar stencil in the background. I love how it's a muted background, so there's something there, but it doesn't take away. That sentiment and those hands are definitely the focal points. Coming up on screen are a couple more videos that I thought you would like, featuring cards and videos from the latest release from Trinity Stamps. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye.